Alright, hey, good morning class. I'm Sergeant Thill. I'm going to be your instructor today for today's block of education. Today we're going to teach you guys how to measure distance on a map from your Warrior 1 skill book. It is task number 071-com-1008. Alright, quick risk assessment for today. Hey, we are inside the range building. There is no wildlife in here, at least I hope not. But when you guys do step outside, i.e. take trash away, or go out to the range to do your iteration, make sure you guys are watching out for wildlife. If you guys do see wildlife, bring it to me, or maybe another leadership out there, whoever's closest, let them know what's going on. All right, COVID-19 is still a factor out here, even though we're in the field. So make sure you guys have your masks on properly, covering your nose and your mouth. I'm not gonna wear mine. I'm gonna be instructing. I want you guys to be able to hear me. All right. Also, maintain that 6 feet social distancing when possible. Also, there's a lot of snow out there, so watch where you're walking. Rocks, anything underneath that snow might trip you up. So be careful and be cautious out there. All right. Before we get into this, I'm going to do a PCCs, PCIs, make sure everybody's got what they need and what they're supposed to have. All right. You guys need to have gloves, body armor to include your plates, as well as 7 magazines, gloves, iPro, ACH. All right, you're good. You're good. Yep, get your iPro. Oh, there you go. All right, you're good. All right, so everything checks out. You guys are all set. I'm going to go ahead and read your task conditions and standards for you real quick. So today, we're going to be measuring distance on a map, like I said before. Task number is 071-com-1008. Conditions. You are a member of a squad or a team in a field environment and have been directed to determine the distance between 2 known points. You have a 1/50,000th scale map. Boom. I will supply all this. A strip of paper right here, as well as a pencil right here. You have been shown the beginning and ending points on a map. Some iterations of this task should be formed in Mop 4. Alright, so we're not going to be using Mop 4 today. We're going to be in our combat load. As well as I gave you guys 4 grids. Your last class you guys just came from was pulling grids and putting them on a map. So you guys should be pretty proficient in that now. So make sure you guys get that stuff plotted. I gave you 4 locations and you guys should be tracking that. Alright, standards. Determine the straight line distance between 2 points with no more than a 5% error, and the road curved line distance between 2 points with no more than 10% error. Alright, so I'll break that down real quick. Your guys' first grid set that I gave you is going to be your straight line distance. You guys have to get that distance down within 5% error. Alright, I have the answer. I've done it multiple times. As well as your curved line distance, you got to get that within 10% error. The curved line one's a little bit more tricky. That's why you got a little bit more leeway on the error. Alright, moving in to your 3 performance measures. So there are 3 performance measures for today's task from 071-com-1008. Alright, 3 performance measures are identifying the graphic bar scale on a map. Number 2, determining the straight line distance between 2 points on a map. And number 3, measuring the distance along a road, stream, or other line. Alright, we're going to use a road for number 3 today. I've already given you guys that, so you guys should be tracking. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this task to standard without going through it, and then we're going to go hit it after. Alright? Alright, as you can see, that task is pretty simple. So, identifying the graphic bar scale on a map. Graphic bar scale is going to be centered at the bottom. You're going to have this map, your Fort Drum map, has 3 bar scales, right? Your first one is going to be the one we're going to use today. It's in meters or kilometers. That is the one you will be using. I say again, that is the one you will be using. Alright, your second one's going to be statute miles. Don't worry about that. And your third is going to be nautical miles. Don't worry about that one. So moving back to the first one, you're going to have 0 off to the right, the left side right here, and moving from 0 to the right is going to be your primary scale. Those blocks are in 1,000 meter blocks or 1 kilometer blocks. All right. When lining up a tick mark on that, your end point should match on a whole number. It should not end in the middle of a block, 3/4 of the way the block, whatever you want to put it. It needs to end at a number in the block. Now, if you have excess going to the left of the 0, that left side is going to be called your extended scale. All right, using your extended scale, there are shaded blocks in there. Each block is 100 meters. All right, so moving from the 0, let's say we got tick marks on here, right? And we got one on the 2. That's our end point, so we're 2 kilometers. And then we got three boxes in on the extended scale. Anybody got an idea what that's going to be? All right, yeah, 300 meters. So that's how you're going to use your extended scale on a map. All right, and make sure we are using that top scale. All right, moving in. Task number 2, determining the straight line distance. So this is when you're going to take your piece of paper, you're going to take your pencil, you're going to place it alongside the azimuth of your start point to your end point. Or in this case, we're using 45th Infantry Division Drive. All right, from that start point, you're going to make a tick on the paper and the map. You're going to move all the way out to your end point, and you're going to make a tick on the paper and the map. You're going to have these 2 little ticks like I have here. You're going to take that down. And like I said before, you're going to place the end on a whole number, and the left side needs to go past 0 or be at 0. So it needs to go to the left of 0. Your start point needs to go to the left of 0 or end at 0. So on this one, we are going to be past 0 into the extended scale. And like I said before, you will use the extended scale, and you will count those blocks, and you can use and round to the nearest 50. All right, curved line's a little bit more tricky. You're going to make a tick, a longer tick at your start point on the paper as well. Moving along that road, when it begins to curve, you're going to make a tick on the map and the paper, and from that curve, you're going to keep that last tick that you made until the road gets back to the straight or the edge of the piece of paper, making another tick. All right, from there, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to rotate the paper until it hits and is parallel with the road again, until it curves. You're going to make a tick at the beginning of the next curve, and then so on and so forth, all the way until you get to your end point. And then you're going to take all your ticks. You have a bunch of little ticks on here. Make sure you're making that end one longer and the beginning one longer, so you know. You're going to do the same thing with the extended scale like we did on the straight line distance. All right, does that make sense? Do I have any questions on where the graphic bar scale is, or how to measure a straight line or a curved line on the map? All right, no questions at this time. All right, great. So I'm going to go ahead and hand out your guys' supplies. You guys are each going to get 1 map, 1 pencil, as well as 1 piece of paper to make your tick marks with a straight edge. There's yours. All right, here's yours. All right, so I have no questions at all. Everyone knows what they're doing. All right, you guys are going to have 5 minutes to practice this. Feel free to ask questions. I will float around and look at your guys' papers and see what you guys are doing. All right, 5 minutes begins now. All right, 5 minutes has elapsed. You guys all seem to look like you guys know what you're doing. Maybe you've done this before. I don't know. Probably have. But we're going to hit your 3 performance measures again, because I'm going to be recording this on a 5164 Romeo, and we're going to brief it up to higher and let them know that you guys are trained. That is the end goal for today. I want you guys to all leave here trained, knowing how to measure on a map. All right. So your first one is going to be to identify a graphic bar scale on a map. Boom. Which one we using? Yep, top one only. All right. 2, determine the straight line distance between 2 points on a map. You guys have been given the grids, so make sure you use that one that I gave you. Measure the distance along a road or a stream. We're going to use a road, 5th Armored, the 3-way intersection to the south, and the 3-way intersection to the north. All right. Does anybody have any questions before we begin testing? Nope. No questions. All right. So you guys know your 3 performance measures. I'm going to float around and I'm going to grade you guys on a 5164 Romeo as you guys are taking your guys' exam. Alright, you guys' time begins now. Alright, 10 minutes has elapsed. You guys all received goes at the 3 performance measures. You guys are considered trained at this time. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to collect my gear back. I want you guys to get all your stuff collected up. If you guys brought something in here, make sure you're bringing it out. Just outside this door to the left, there is trash cans and dumpsters. Make sure you guys, if you guys have trash, please do not leave it in here. We need to. This range building needs to be nicer than we got it in. All right. All right. So at this time, you guys are all goes. You guys are all considered trained on your 5164 Romeo. I will brief hire that, but we're going to conduct a short AAR. So I need to know what was supposed to happen, what did happen, as well as 3 sustains and 3 improves. Alright, so we'll go over what was supposed to happen. So what was supposed to happen was supposed to measure distance on a map, and you guys were supposed to be given maps, paper, and pencil, and then you needed to find a 5% error on a straight line, as well as 10% error on a curved line, and identify the graphic bar scale on a map. What did happen, you guys did find that graphic bar scale, you guys did find the straight line distance as well as your curved line distance, all within the error range. So you guys are all considered trained at this time and proficient in that task. Alright, so now I'm just looking for 3 sustains and 3 improves. Alright, hey, risk assessment again, just make sure you guys know, because you guys are leaving this range. Hey, be careful out there, there is wildlife. Make sure if you guys do see it, you need to bring it to my attention or another leader. As well as there is snow out there, so know where you're putting your feet, watch your footing, there are rocks, and COVID-19, keep that mask on. We don't need anybody getting sick out here, alright? Alright, you guys feel free to do whatever you need over there. Clean up your guys' gear, police it up, make sure you guys take everything with you. Everybody have their stuff back, yep. Alright, hey, put your glasses on, put your gloves on, alright, and then you guys are good to go, alright? You guys are dismissed. Alright, Sergeant, I recorded them on the 5164 Romeo. These guys are all trained, and they are goes in all 3 performance measures at this time. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my stuff, and I will go ahead and close out the range.